One of the first decisions you're going to have to make is how to pluck the notes. Are you going to use your fingers or are you going to use a pick? Now, I am basically 90% of the time a finger player, but there are times in my musical career where I use a pick because it gives a much different tone and a different sound, and for some styles of music, it's really helpful and really beneficial. For this course, I'm going to be teaching playing my fingers. But if you're going to use a pick, let's talk about a pick just a little bit. You want to hold it loosely in your hand. And the first thing you want to, I think, decide for yourself, and again, this is a personal choice, is if your main stroke is going to be a downstroke or an upstroke. I know some bass players who their go-to stroke is hitting down on the string. I also know a lot of bass players whose main go-to stroke is an upstroke. Which, if you think about it, is maybe more natural because when you play with your fingers, you're pulling up, which is why, again, I think a case for a bass player sort of using their go-to stroke is coming up like that. So again, if you're going to use a pick, you want to hold it lightly. If your hand starts to hurt, it definitely means you're holding it too tightly. And it doesn't take a lot of effort. You don't have to hit it real hard to get the strings to ring. In fact, the harder you hit it, the less low end and less of a full-bodied sound you're going to get. So that's if you're going to use a pick. But for the purposes of this course, since most of my playing is fingers, we're going to be talking about using our fingers to strike the notes. We're going to be mostly using a two-finger technique. So we're going to be working on alternating between our first and second finger to pluck the notes. Obviously, as you know, there are some people, as you get more advanced, that use 3 or even 4 fingers to get the strings to come out and to play faster riffs for certain styles of music. But for this course, I'm going to be using basically mostly my first and second finger. So what you want to do, again, is you don't have to pull the strings really hard to get a sound. And again, actually, the harder you pluck it, the less low end and the less of a full round tone you're going to get. So what I suggest is you sort of rest your fingers on the side of the string underneath it, and as you pluck it, you're sort of pulling your finger up towards you, up and towards your body. And that's what's going to make the string sound. So as we go through these exercises, we're going to work on using one finger and using 2 fingers, and you're going to have to learn the coordination of to get both fingers to work so you can eventually play faster. But check it out, if you pull too hard, you get that real clacky sound. So a nice even stroke like that will help you achieve a good sound. And remember, what we're doing is playing music, and the most important thing is that it's supposed to sound good.